It's race day. Welcome, race fans, to a showcase of driving perfection. My name's Webbo, and let's get down trackside. Hold on tight, we're gonna go for it. Boom, that's how it's done. Whoa, easy. Surely not all the way around the outside. Oh yeah, we're cooking now. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. This is a roller coaster of emotions. The drivers are pushing their machines to the limit and beyond. Ooh, it doesn't get any better than that. We wait for the lights. The revs build and so does the excitement. And it's drop the clutch and go, go, go. Okay, driver, it's hammer time. This driver is an artist, and the racetrack is their canvas. Did you see that? Did you see that? Wow! Let's watch it again. Ooh, hopefully they'll get away with that one. What a great start, and it looks like we can build on this now and really make a good race of it. There's the fastest lap, folks. No mercy on the menu today. Yeah, sideways is rarely ever faster, but we do get style points. And we roll the safety car dice. Leave them alone. They know what they're doing. Oh no, someone's gone bowling into turn one. What a shocker. Moving left. Jinking right. Keep them guessing. Roy Moen as a side gig. And we go down the inside, Danny Rick style. We're on the edge of our seats here, folks. The racers are pushing their limits, risking it all for that coveted first place position and the all-important win. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The two cars ahead are fighting with each other. It's slowing them down. And through we go. That driver is a complete and total. A word has not been invented to describe how complete and total they are. But they are one, and a complete and total one at that. And it all comes down to this, the final lap. If you smell what this driver is cooking. This seems like as good a time as any to ask if you subscribe yet. There's your Grand Slam, pole, fastest lap, and the win! Well, welcome everybody to another night here at the League of Destruction on EA Sports F1 24.
4. My name is Webbo, here to join you and be with you tonight for the racing action. Although, I mean, we call it racing, but it is something a little bit different here at the League of Destruction. No rules racing, one shot qualifying, 2 lots of 25% races. This is night 3 of a 5 evening championship on a Saturday night. Although this might be the final Saturday. In fact, no, we have a Thursday and a Saturday coming up, but more about that later on. I'll talk to you about the current championship standings before qualifying gets underway here at the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix location. We can't possibly call this a Grand Prix because of the way we go racing, but it's here for some fun and some damage and some catharsis. Beyond Abort and El Plan are joint at the top of the championship on 77 points, which means that the Bounty Hunter point system, you get the 15 points for killing the current championship leader. We're going to give them to both of the two at the front, Beyond Abort and El Plan. Alpha Alex is on 66 points in third place, with Milan on 65 and Ashtube on 64. Couldn't be much closer there, the battle for third. 50 points has Loop Racer in 6th, with Floyd Pink on 49. We have Bra on 47, Callum 45, and AJ or ARL on 44 points in 10th. Outside the top 10 starts with Betty on 42. Carmad has 38. Atsu and Ricky Maru, the brothers, have joint 35 points. We have Nike on 31, Ultrames on 28, and Ole on 25. Mika has 18. MC Herpy has 14. Leo 10, and XDF1 Pro has 5 points. VCarb lead the teams championship, and that's what this is all about in terms of how the prize money gets distributed. 130 euros on offer here for the winning podium teams. They can divide that however they see fit. If they've managed to keep and retain their drivers for the entire situation, then it's an easy division. They could divide it by point percentage, or they could divide it by in half, depending on how they go. Red Bull have 108 points in second, Mercedes 90, and Stake F1 on 87. 83 points Ferrari, with 6th place McLaren on 80. We have Aston Martin on 75, Haas on 70, Williams 66, and Alpine at the bottom of the grid, but only just on 64 points. We get going in a moment here for one-shot qualifying. I've already received a message from Ricky to say he forgot to add the rain for our race today again. So we did join host Ricky Maru on board then for the start as he comes out of the last corner, turn 15, the Ari Luyendijk boxed corner, and into Tarzan straight away. There's a street circuit feel here to this seaside location. Very little in the way of runoff cut through opportunities, and I'm looking at that wall at the top of the Hugenholtz, and I'm thinking that could be a good opportunity to slam into other drivers. No real way of shortcutting this area, particularly the roller coaster section before we go into Shivlak corner turn 8, quickly followed of course by turn 9, and then the long looping right-hander of the Renault corner turn 10 before we go left in the hairpin for Vodafone corner. That is turn at number 11. Little short straight then, DRS, if it's available, before braking heavily into the Audi S. Almost at the end of the track here, I can see drivers will be cutting that chicane out, and we're back then to Kumho-Bocht and into Ari Luyendijk with the DRS enabled. We can see the walls loom large for our drivers as Ricky Maru's in 4th. It looks like it's going to be, though, with Ole in 1st position, El Plan in 2nd, right up there at the front, at the sharp end, and Beyond Abort taking a very different strategy here, as he has done before, which is to start near or at the back. He'll be 15th with Bra, Ultrames, Merckx, Nike and Betty behind him, having DNF'd in that qualifying session. Bjorn will be 16th, I must say, but it's Ole who secured the pole position, as you can't see. I clicked to him, but he's driving an invisible Mercedes, which will make evasive action a lot easier today. But that's the way things finished. Ole at home and on top here in qualifying, a 109.895 with El Plan in second, Ricky in third, Ashtube in fourth, and Alpha Alex in fifth. Milan is in sixth place with Loop Racer, Atsu, MC Huppy, and Floyd Pink completing the top 10. We then, of course, go to Floyd Pink, who has partner Jessica watching. We have Mika and EU Division together on 11th and 12th position. Carmad on 13th. GTK, and then we'll blast through the rest of them. Bra, Ultramoves, Beyond a Ball, blah, 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 and the rest of them at the back of the grid. We get ready then for a 25% race around this hallowed circuit. Very popular, of course, now, and contains its very own unique features, which we love to see. Thanks so much for tuning in, Jessica, GTK, and of course, Loop Racer, and everybody else. If you want to shout out, do say something in the chat. Keep it cool, keep it positive, and we'll have a great time here. It looks like we were supposed to be getting a little bit of rain in the race today, but I think we may have to wait for Vegas for that rain later on into the session. We will see. So 15 corners, 25% of a race distance for the drivers, and I can't wait to get here. Remember that in the first race, at very least, El Plan and Beyond the Burr will have 15 points awarded to anyone who kills them in this race, causes a DNF. But if they survive, they get a bonus 15 points. So it is very much all to play for the front runners. Drivers being a little bit circumspect and careful here, not to start too early. We did lose Leo, I think, because he kept clicking start too early before the go-ahead was given by our dear leader Ricky, but hopefully the rest of the drivers will be nervously watching and waiting for the right moment to go. Can't wait to see this one. Let me know who your pick is for the win here at the Dutch Grand Prix location. And I'd also like to know what we should call this, because it's not really a Grand Prix. It's hardly even a race. It's just something that happens on a raced circuit. Here we go then, getting underway for the race. Usually the drivers are go, go, go before the 5 lights have exited. We've got an Alpine at 90 degrees to the right to the racing angle. The Mercedes down in 3rd and 4th position. El Plan right at the front of the coverage, and Floyd Pink out already. That is Ricky Maru going straight into Hugenholtz. Did he manage to take out El Plan? No, but he took out his own front wing. So everything going to plan for El Plan, as we have 3 or 4 drivers trying to vie over the fantastic roller coaster section through turns 5, 6, 7. Down in the order, we've got Atsu in 10th. We've got several drivers together later on, and then that would look like Mika retiring, trying to take out EU Division and failing, taking himself out, I think, there, and sparks flying from the driver, as it looks like we've got Ole in the lead. Have we lost Ricky, or is Ricky just down in the order? I think Ricky is dropping positions there. We see some cut-throughs on the Audi S. It's the Audi straight now for the drivers here. One of the few cut-through positions available to them. This Ferrari of Carmad F14 has already lost his front wing end plate and a couple of elements as he heads towards the pit lane. One pit stop is required for the drivers, but they often end up taking many more than that. Here comes Alpha Alex into Tarzan, chased by Milan. And there should be more opportunities at this particular circuit to wipe out another driver, because it's so much harder for them to manage to wipe each other out to avoid being killed by straight lining various actions. I've got loads and loads of repeated chat coming up on my overlay, which is quite distracting, but thanks to everyone who is already busy and in the chat. My apologies to Jessica, who joined us to watch Floyd Pink, and will now, I imagine, switch over. This is Betty getting a new nose, as you can see out there, and remember that the bounty is on El Plan. Director Ollie is headed towards him. We have got where have we got? Beyond the Ball in 8th position. Let's see if Ole is going to go for an attack here on El Plan. Striking distance has never quite meant what we mean it to be here in F1, as we have drivers going for it once again. This is a move from Loop Racer just to sideswipe the Red Bull, and that's a Williams going in the wrong direction. That's Milan retiring from the session. Out he goes as Merckx is going to come on out. That was Milan's Mercedes, and that was a Williams. I think that might have been GTK already. Not worried about the points. He is joining us late in the season. He's just here to play spoiler. Is that him on the exit of the corner? There he is, look. No front wing. And has managed to take someone out. Ricky Maru is out as well. Let's see if we can see where that happened on board with GTK Studios. Eyes right, there was Ricky. And he continues to barely score points in his own league. Alpha Alex in 2nd position, trying to get a move done there on Ole. And looks like that was an attempted strike on Bjorn de Boer or Betty. And it did not work out for Betty. So I think that was Betty. Anyway, let's have a look. Where is Bjorn de Boer? There he is. So it must have been Betty in the V-Cub, as Bjorn is trying to sneak around nice and gently. Doesn't want to go fully alongside another driver unless he can go down the inside. Couldn't be much slower there from Bjorn as Atsu tries to go and take him out as well. It's survival here. That's the mission for Bjorn de Boer as Williams comes through and doesn't take out our championship leader. They're trying their hardest here. Here is Atsu versus Williams. And a squeeze up against the wall, bailing to the pit lane at the last possible moment there, and here comes an Alpine down the start-finish straight, trying to take him out. That's some more action further down, and that was Bra, I think, trying to just jink right and take out a Red Bull. Loop Races in the pits. We've got Atsu out there. Let's have a look what's happening with Ole and Alpha Alex. Yes, indeed. Ole is way out there in front. As Floydie says, yes, Nike son, what has Nike been up to? Has he managed to take someone out? Well, there, he's in the pits, getting a new nose. Orange special here for the Orange Army, as Bra is out of the race as well. Let's see if we can see from Betty's perspective where Bra actually is. I should also put the track map on, because that will help me no end. I've been so excited by the racing, haven't actually seen where anybody is. Pit stops have happened already. Like I say, it is a mandatory single pit stop for the drivers, but I can't see exactly where everything has happened. This is Atsu going the wrong direction and trying to take people out, and that was contact with the Stake F1, and I think he did take out El Plan. I think that's El Plan out of the race, and I think that is 15 points going the way of Ashtube in the Red Bull. Of Atsu in the Red Bull. I think that is a 15-pointer for the Haas driver, and he is playing dirtier than Kevin Magnussen out there, and he's managed to wipe out our championship leader. He's now running the wrong way around the track. This is the Hugenholtz corner, and he's going to try and do the same, and he's taking himself out in so doing, but it doesn't matter. I think he's picked up the bounty, which is all that he was here for, really, it seemed at that point. Ultramies has spent plenty of time doing this kind of thing as well, so he's going to try his damnedest here, create a bit of smoke, see if you can cover anybody else. There's no black smoke this week, unfortunately, so a little bit hard. I'm not quite sure who he was trying to wipe out there. I think he's still going for Bjorn de Boer, is he? I think he is. On and on we go. I'm not entirely sure if that is Bjorn or Betty that is in front of him as we ride on board then with Ultramies. Let's just check out where he can't get any grip on the corner. As we'll have a look. Where is Bjorn de Boer? Is anybody coming? I think that was indeed Bjorn. Ricky said at least we got one. Indeed, but we got to wipe out Bjorn de Boer here as the Ferrari draws alongside and isn't interested in taking out our championship leader, co-leader, as he is. So, in fact, Bjorn taking it fairly steady here as the McLaren is screaming up from behind. I wonder if the McLaren knows the driver that is coming up. It does help everyone else's case here that Betty is a few meters or so, half a track, I think, away from Bjorn de Boer. So we'll see if anybody fancies a run at our championship leader for those points. It's lap 7 of 18. Merck leads us by 1.2 seconds only, as Ole is now pitted for his first pit stop, first required pit stop, that is. And Merck has yet to pit, the only driver out there yet to pit. Let's have a look at Merck as the Ferraris lead us 1-2 at this stage, as Carmad has just gone through. Carmad surviving longer, I think, than he ever has done before in a race here at League of Destruction, or at least that's the way it feels. Let's see, where is Bjorn? Anybody fancy another run? That was an Aston Martin trying to take him out and failing, unfortunately. But Bra's position in the championship is in no small part down to having already done this once. So that's Ultra Mies playing spoiler now at the back of the grid as the other drivers tiptoe around him. This is causing a big blockage. We're not allowed to pin a driver against a wall here as Ultra Mies. Unfortunately, that was all a little bit too slow and pedestrian, wasn't it, to make the move? And he's trying, but I think his speed is just too slow to make this work. And that was the McLaren, I think, of Nike trying to kill or be killed, and certainly doing the killing if he can. He pressed pause, did he, as he went through, or as an accidental ghosting? Certainly the car seemed to drift through the Aston Martin, who is pausing on the track again to try see what he can do. Lap 8 of 18, and that is your I think that might be your leader of the championship, getting through and surviving another run. That is Betty. We need much more of this helicopter cam for our particular style of driving, although honestly I would rather have that selectable the whole time. Are these two working together, I wonder, to block the track here? Ultra Mies and MC Herpy, or Loop Racer. It's Loop Racer out there as they queue up here. You would only need 3 cars to make a complete blockage on this track, wouldn't you? Here we go. Will we see some action now as the Ferrari comes up behind them both? Goes around the sandy way on the outside, and these two kind of cruising around like it's the end of the race. But Merck leads us by 20 seconds now. Yet to pit. Is he pitting now? No. That is him going through to start lap 9. His teammate some distance back, and Ultra Mies has retired. But which of the V-Carbs is that one? It's Bjorn de Boer out. It's Bjorn de Boer who is out, and I fancy that was probably Ultra Mies again. Floydie saying the McLaren is now side podless. Has he got an extra hole in the side pod? Well, we've seemed like we've got some side pods on there. Maybe the message is coming through slightly late, but Nike certainly damage on the car. But yeah, I think our championship leaders both have been wiped out. Elplan and Bjorn de Boer have been killed, and I think it was Atsu and it was Ultra Mies that did the job on those two. Let's see if we can't find any drivers. This is the Ferrari of Carmad, who's pitted for the second time and coming on out of the pits. We've got several drivers quite close to one another. This is a Mercedes chasing of Ole, previous leader of the race, chasing down, and he's going to come upon, I think, a Williams in a moment. And we'll see if the Williams wants to have a little go. No, that's an Alpine in front of Ole. It's an Alpine of either Loop Racer or MC Herpy. Floyd is saying baked bean tin is what's being driven at the moment, as that is Ole. It looks like we had Ashtube having issues getting by somebody a minute ago. And then we have got, again, one of the Alpines, and it must be Loop Racer. Just look at this. What a great position to sit. No, back up, so they can't see you. It's ages until another driver comes around. Let's see. Oh, nearly from Loop Racer. Couldn't quite get it done there on the Hugenholtz Bocker. As round on the outside, almost taking himself out onto the wall goes the Red Bull. Must have been Ashtube going through. and the Williams through after him as well of Alpha Alex. It's Merck leading Ole, with Ashtube and Alpha Alex flashing on through. That was, again, I think Loop Racer just off into the gravel on the exit of the corner. And these two pretty close to one another as they chase down the Mercedes in front, who has managed to pass, I think, the other Alpine. Now, we're going to see some action here from Alpha Alex. No, he's just going to dive through, try and make the pass instead. And then a side swipe. And no race-ending contact for the Red Bull, but certainly damage. There's also huge damage on the front wing of the Williams of Alpha Alex here. And behind him, you have also got Loop Racer. Let's see, into the pits go the two cars behind him. So they will be no threat. So we will see if how the standings work out at the moment. But of course, a very low scoring. Everyone gets 5 points for showing up, but a lowish score so far for our drivers at the head of the championship. It could be Alpha Alex, it could be Milan. It won't be Milan. It could be Alpha Alex or Ashtube, potentially, who go on to lead our championship, as that was the Mercedes going sideways of Ole as he comes through and passes Loop Racer, who has now retired into 10th position. We have 8 drivers remaining. Merckx is in the pits. And I think Alpha Alex could end up taking the lead of the championship here and be our new our new bounty for the drivers. And it is Merckx who's through. So remember, and this then is Nike. That race coming up on the channel straight after this one. 6 to go in the Netherlands as the McLaren comes up towards Betty here. Are we going to try and take out Betty? And remember that the V-Carbs are leading the championship, so they would definitely do well to take them out. As this is Betty looking left, looking right. We've got Nike sweeping around the outside, and we've got a Red Bull coming up upon this one. Is Nike going to go sideways into the other car? No. And, well, there's an awful lot of nothing going on there. And is it Nike almost taking himself out, hitting Betty hard, but not hard enough to cause the end of his race. We've got Carmad, who is trying to go around the outside and succeeding, but will Betty decide to just T-bone him directly into the wall at the Hugenholz? Not quite. This is Carmad then on board with him. It's Ferrari versus McLaren through the roller coaster. Ron Slottermacher bocked and into Shivlak. A big stop then from the McLaren. It wasn't enough though of Nike. It wasn't enough to take out the Ferrari, and it wasn't enough to take out Betty, who makes the overtake now. Betty comes on and will follow the smoke. Ole has retired, and was that thanks to Ashtube or all by himself? Well, it looks like there was an Alpine in the mix of that. MC Huppy possibly will claim that one because we were just coming up to that position, and we can't quite see where the Mercedes was taken out. There's a little bit of debris on the circuit there, but Ashtube passes by. We've got 7 cars left in the race. No front wing on another Ferrari. And let's now go back to that McLaren battle here. I think this is still with Betty, as Betty is trying to outfox and outwit the McLaren driver Nike in towards the pit lane. And Nike takes himself out. He loses his front wheel. And there it is, sparking away. Nike out of the session. But we'll finish probably around that 7th position, 6th or 7th overall anyway. Into the pits come several drivers. This is Carmad coming out of the pits now in 4th place. We've got Merckx leading the race by 16.3 seconds. And where is our race leader in the Ferrari? Here he is, setting a new fastest lap. Bonus points for that one as well. As GTK saying, I own Milan. So Milan taken out and will finish in 17th classified, and that is a Ferrari out. That is Carmad F14. My chat has overlaid everything, and we're waiting in the pit lane here with Betty, and I can't see where the Ferrari went out, unfortunately, but it is now Merckx, Alpha Alex and Ashtube who are at the head of this race. as it looks like MC Huppy is following. Certainly that was a V-carb up ahead. So MC Huppy in the Alpine following the V-carb of Betty. Betty running sick. They have to unlap themselves from the DNF to Carmad and Ole. There's plenty of time for that to happen as Betty comes through. And MC Huppy making up his own track there, running a joker lap around the Marlborough corner. Sorry, the Renault corner. That one is the T10. And so thought he was going to be starting to catch that V-carb, but he's miles away at the moment. Using the racetrack, and I don't know why everyone's using the racetrack in the Audi S, because we know we can make it roughly straight through there. But this is MC Huppy. Betty has just overtaken the stricken Ole. So Ole will finish in 7th position, or, well, certainly no better than 7th. And that's a dead stop on the line there from Betty. MC Huppy going past. Quite sure what MC Huppy was planning there. Maybe just a bit of a brake check. It is a 1-1 tactic to try and kill another driver, is to just stop the car dead. But yet they do have to be so close behind you that they can't do anything about it. So MC Huppy up to P4 now. 5 cars remain with 3 laps to go. Are we about to see another bit of action here? So Red Bull, I don't think the Red Bull of Ashtube is going to risk his position against Betty. So Betty owning the track at the moment. That was a little dive down the inside there for the Red Bull. And so easy pickings there for the sister team. But is Betty just waiting to take out the Red Bull driver, who is going to try and go straight? Is he? No. Everybody really using the racetrack there. Maybe they found that it's too hard to control the car after going over on the sand. Betty not worrying too much about that at the moment. I wonder if we're about to see anything here from Alpha Alex and leader Merckx. That lead down to 0.7 of a second there. Merckx slamming on the brakes, and Alpha Alex taking the opportunity with grateful hands and going straight through and past Merckx, who now has to chase Alpha Alex down 1.2 seconds with 2 laps to go. I think that is, I think certainly Merckx is equal to that challenge, but it's just all a question now of who wants to take home the top points. Alpha Alex, Merckx cannot lead this championship because he joined us late, I believe, so he will not be able to do anything other than just play spoiler. He could be trying to win all 3 remaining nights here. Ole not happy with MC Huppy. He said a little bit of contact, but still, I think taken out. So that was Merckx taking the lead once again. It's Alpha Alex in 2nd place, and doesn't want to run directly behind Merckx because Merckx has already done a bit of a brake test, and Alex made his way past safely. These two, the closest drivers on the grid at the moment. 2 complete laps, less than 2 complete laps to run. This is the penultimate lap here as the Ferrari slows down on the way out of Hugenholtz. This is a bit of a dangerous place to try and make a pass here. And that was Alpha Alex trying to make the move. Oh, lovely little move there. Tipped Merckx into a spin. That could be the race clincher, but that could put Alpha Alex into the bounty position now. So Merckx in 2nd, leading Ashtube's 3rd place by about 8.5 seconds. But has dropped 3.7 to Alpha Alex, and that could be too much of a challenge then for Alpha Alex for Merckx to catch Alex before the end of the race. That was a lot of fun. GTK, happy to be back. We're happy to have you. So let's see what you can do in the final race of our evening tonight. Remember, 2 more nights of battling to come, and I should probably tell you all about when that is going to be. Let me get their race calendar while we've got some fairly slow running. Betty out there in 5th. So 5th of December will be the next round on a Thursday night, where we go to Mexico and Jeddah. And then the final will be the 7th of December, the following Saturday, Miami and Portugal. So really looking forward to both of those evenings of racing. Alpha Alex leads us on the final lap of the race as he comes to complete sector 1 of that final lap. 2.1 seconds in the lead of the race at the moment. So looking good for Alex. We've got Merckx in second, Ashtube in third, coming on close to the Alpine, who is a lap down in fourth, at least a lap down, as Betty cruises round in fifth to pick up a decent chunk of points, I imagine. We've got Merckx catching Alpha Alex here as we approach the LDS in the final sector of the racetrack. Alpha Alex has hit the wall at the end of the race, and Merckx didn't even need to make contact and take the win here. He's going to shortcut the final couple of corners, I think. We've got Alpha Alex chasing down, but I think Alpha Alex hit the wall or at least made a mistake. It's going to be that the Dutch Grand Prix goes by way of Merckx ahead of Alpha Alex. That was quite a finish for Alex. I'd love to know. Hopefully he'll tune in and tell us in the chat what just went down. Betty's trying to kill everybody and spoil the party here for the last runners on the race as about to come in through the finish. This is then Ashtube to take home third position, but Alpha Alex, I think, will be happy enough to be second. And into the pits comes Ashtube to take the checkered flag in the pit lane, a la Michael Schumacher. MC Huppy has already crossed the line, and it will be Betty with no front wing to take home a really impressive fifth place for Betty, who has already wiped out several drivers. So GTK had just said, Alex, my teammate, you've got this, and then spoke too soon within the same minute. So I'm gonna make that chat member curse GTK, unfortunately, and a very appropriate way to finish the race from Betty as we we just play around with that front wheel. So I will let you know the latest situation with regard to the points, and that's Merckx, I think, waving the Union Jack in the Ferrari race suit. I wonder if we'll be seeing that next year in F1. Oh, the engineers are happy enough. Champagne time. Alpha Alex in that second position, and Ashtube in third for Red Bull. I don't know why my chat overlay just keeps on repeating everything that's already been said. Anyway, today, Merckx wins the race and gets the fastest lap bonus points as well. Alpha Alex in second will probably take the lead of the championship, I think, and therefore be the bounty. We've got Ashtube in third, MC Huppy and Betty were the only finishers. Well, Betty is technically not a finisher, but did actually cross the line. I'm going to say Betty finished. In sixth place and last of the DNFs was Carmad with Ole and Nike, 7th and 8th. 9th, Beyond the Boar, Luke Pricer, L-Plan, U-Division, Ultramees, Atsu, Bra, GTK, and I must get faster at doing that, but also the drivers must go slower in pressing ready up. So we're going to go for one-shot quali. We're going to go out to Vegas and the Las Vegas Boulevard Strip circuit. Obviously, everybody will be reset for this one, and hopefully everyone will be able to rebattle. Very little in the way of corner cutting available to the drivers here today. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see. Hopefully we'll get a lot of wall slamming going on. Look forward to that one. And we will get ready for that qualifying session as well. Most drivers taking to the racetrack only in Zandvoort. Now, will we see the same situation later on? I'm not entirely sure here at Vegas. Just catching some of the highlights on the stream. You can press rewind and get some of that going. See if you've got any favorite kills. And GTK asking for rain. We were, I think, planning to start with rain. Nike owns Vort. You're going to have to help me with that one, Floydy. I don't know if you've been auto-corrected. What you mean? So I think we are due a little bit of rain to come. It's Merckx who secured the win. Alpha Alex, Ashtube, MC Huppy and Betty the standings at this stage of the evening only. That is, of course. And here is the new bounty. Bounty is still on Bjorn de Boer, who still leads this championship by 1 solitary point. Bjorn has a massive headache at the moment, an epic headache, if you will, as he leads by a single solitary point, and Ricky Moreau has just announced to everyone. So 88 points for Bjorn de Boer, Alpha Alex on 87, El Plan on 86. Brilliant, close stuff here ahead of the championship. This has really pulled all the drivers together, this bounty hunting. We have Ashtube on 82 points in 4th, Milan in 5th on 70 points. I would normally say that these are provisional results. They are absolutely not provisional because there's no stewarding going on here. Then we have Luke Racer on 60, Betty on 57, Atsu on 56, Floyd on 54, and Carmad and Bra equal 52 points for equal 10th position. VCarb leads still now by 145 points to Red Bull's 126. Mercedes on 108. Ferrari and Aston Martin tied for 4th on 102 points, just one ahead of 6th place Stake on 101. McLaren 97, Haas 96, Williams 92, and Alpine 90. The countdown has already begun, though, for the next race. I just want to see if we can unmute Merkt and take a chance. Maybe Merkt will speak up if we unmute him as the race 1 winner. Let's see if he does, and if he does, whether it comes through on the stream or not. But that's the hope anyway. I should probably have turned that off before we get going. But anyway, if I hear him and you hear him, shout up on stream for me. Who else have we got? So I didn't read out. Callum and Ultrames have 12 and 13 points respectively. We've got AJ on 44. Nike has now 43. Ricky Maru is in 16th position in his own league. And not only that, but he's 8 positions back from brother Atsu. We've got Ole on 38 points. MC and Merckx have 30 each. Mika has 18. And then outside of that, we have Leo, EU Division, GTK Studios, and Mika Stake. I don't know why Mika's in twice. Why is that? But anyway, Mika Stake has 5 points at the end of the championship. So GTK saying, I will survive this one. I will survive. He's willing that into being. And we have a torrential rain soaked Las Vegas for everybody. So I'm expecting the drivers to shout up. I think it will probably go towards dry conditions in the race, but this should make visibility from difficult with the neon lights everywhere to nigh on impossible for our wonderful drivers here today. So let me just check on the chat room, see what else is happening. It's Mika wishing El Plan a better run here in this race. Bounty is on Bjorn. Everybody just reminding each other, which is great. So I think Bjorn had shared his being clipped here, or certainly being taken out. And he was busy trying to recalculate points mid-go. Hi to Nibble as well, as we join Atsu on board, and he's already, well, he's straight into first position. Round we go into turn 1, 2, and 3, and there's no grip out there. We're on full wet tyres, and Atsu was sort of washed out in the first few corners. I say I don't think anyone is going to magic up any shortcuts through this one, as we just scroll through the drivers trying to find the lead driver in qualifying here. This is Merckx as we go into turn 5, as we head towards the front hooves of the pig. Long looping turn 6, which is slower and slower and slower. And that's El Plan just clattering into the wall slightly on the way through. Merckx is ahead was ahead, isn't ahead anymore. Loop Racer doing well. Heading down towards the snout of turn 9. Here we go. Heavy braking. Try not to clip that inside wall, eh? So we go through there, and then it's flat out pretty much all the way, as Loop Racer is leading this very nicely. Obviously, no more cars on the track. He's got the purple middle sector, and it's flat out for the majority of the rest of this one, as we head down towards the tail of the pig, the upside down spider pig. And pick your braking point as soon as you can. Early braking. Take out the bollard. Who needs the bollard there? Like I say, avoid the inside tyre hitting the wall there. And then it is full throttle. Maybe a slight lift to the finish. Loop Racer on pole. And looks like he's going to get it. There he is. A 140.8 to 0.3 of a second away from El Plan in second place. Ashtube in third. Ricky Maru in fourth. Championship leader Bjorn de Boer, first to retire. I think probably just wiped himself out. Didn't want to take any chances out there. Merck retires from the session as well. But this is what Vegas looks like in the wet. There is the sphere on your right, as the helmet display is not looking at the drivers as it usually does. So there we have Loop Racer, pole position here in Vegas. Loop Racer on the full wet tyres, 0.3 ahead of El Plan with Ashtube and Ricky Maru on the second row. Third row belongs to Carmad and MC Hoppy with Alpha Alex and Milan behind them, 7th and 8th. In 9th we have Nike, in 10th we have Mika, and then we have Atsu and EU Division, Betty, Ollie, Floyd Pink, Bra, Mercked, Ultrames, GTK Studios, and championship leader with the bounty on his head, Bjorn de Boer, in 20th and last position for our final race of the evening. 25% distance around the Las Vegas Strip circuit, as plenty of video displays to distract everybody. But we are looking for fireworks and action and explosions on the track if we can. The rain continues at the start of our race. As I say, 25% distance around here. You won't see this tonight, tomorrow, depending on when you feel like watching the race. But we probably still see a fair few clatters in the barrier during the race as well, during the main Grand Prix on track. A little preview for you here tonight, though, as the lights continue to shine brightly. And the drivers will have visors and helmets absolutely full of rain and sweat, and a lot of interesting possibilities here. Big closing speeds for some of those tight corners after the long straights. I can see people getting pushed into walls. Not much in the way of runoff areas, and very little shortcutting available to them as well. So we're waiting for the ready up. Atsu has said go. Here then is your race. 5 lights are on. They all go before we get underway, and limping away from the start go several of our more nervous and higher up in the championship drivers. Loop Racers out and streaking out into the lead very early on as we scroll through the fantastic runners here in the spray. This is Bjorn de Boer, who's got ahead of GTK and Ole right at the back of the grid. But Loop Racer leads us by nearly 0.4 of a second already before we've even hit the end of the straight. Nothing censored on screen there. It is just the amount of spray in the background as the drivers try to navigate the corner, and Betty running out of race room, and that was Bra coming through and going wrong in exactly the same corner. Feels like Macau here in the rain. Floyd Pink has retired before the end of lap 1 again. There he is. What has Floyd Pink got to do to try and get himself, as Betty has also retired, making life very easy for anybody trying to take out the championship leader. Atsu out as well. As we navigate past the Haas and the V-Carb. Ole just tiptoeing around here So we've lost 3 drivers before the end of lap 1, and Loop Racer leads by nearly 9/10 of a second. Spray everywhere in slightly square Minecraft style rendering. And through we go. Nike has retired. Carmad has retired. I imagine they probably had plenty to do with each other's retirements there. I need to spread these retirements out during the race for my sake. Ricky Maru up into 9th position now. And let's see if we can find out where Carmad and Nike came together. I imagine it was the end of this this straight, was it? No, it was a lot further back than that. We can't see the car. We can't see the stricken cars. There's a little bit of debris there as Ultramise goes on through. Bjorn de Boer has been killed. Somebody has taken out Bjorn de Boer again. This is Ultramise coming upon that championship leader who's already out of the race. So someone has taken him out. The bounty, I imagine, has been claimed. We did at one point have a question from Bjorn. If he takes himself out, does he get the points? No, absolutely not. And he and El Plan were thinking about retiring together. Ultramise out of the race. We're down to 11. We have just started lap 2 of the race. Loop Racer leads us by nearly half a second now. El Plan chasing down the lead group here. And Bjorn de Boer saying he doesn't know who hit him, but he thinks it was probably 2 drivers. Atsu saying, telling Floydie that he told him about not practicing. GTK gone again, unfortunately. What happened, GTK? Fill us in here in the live chat, please. Nike's dead now, says Floydie, as they navigate and negotiate down the boulevard here. Who is going to go through? Well, Loop Racer is taking it very, very circumspect as El Plan and Loop Racer come together slightly, heading through turns 11, 12 and 13. And this is then El Plan waiting for the chance. Lots of F1 videos playing out there. There we go. Another move then from the Mercedes. And we'll go side by side with the Williams. And they just think that they're going to take each other out and end up neither of them actually launching an attack. Mercked, fastest lap so far. And this is Milan. Hoping to bring the car home to a finish here today, or at least for some decent points. And let's just see if anyone is having an attack there. It's Loop Racer, El Plan. We should have a look at these big stops, really. It looks like people playing nicely on lap 3. A little bit scared by how many retirements we have suffered already. MC Huppy in 6th, Mika in 7th, Merck down in 8th position. Ricky Maru still alive at the moment, going through to finish his lap 3. Lap 2 even. And that's Ole and EU Division on through, and they are a long way back. This then is Ashtube leading the race. Loop Racer following him through. El Plan behind him. And it looks like it was an Aston Martin again claiming the bounty, it seems. So, at least from what I can see, still image being delivered from Bjorn de Boer is showing that an Aston Martin was the one fully alongside him, making him wipe out. Down we go then towards the end of the strip once again. Nobody going for a kill move yet into the corner. Let's see. No, everybody just a little bit too far apart from one another. I keep getting a view of Fernando Alonso on the video screens here. It's quite a nice touch where we can see moving video screens and authentic video screens nonetheless out there. This is Ollie completely on his own. This is a very, very sick-looking Red Bull. As the Alpine struggles to just drive in a straight line, El Plan boxed in into the corner there, and that was El Plan and Loop Racer trying to work their way through. Or was that in fact Mika? It was Mika out there. So it was a different Alpine and Stake F1. Let's see if anyone is chasing down El Plan. Not at the moment. This is the lead Red Bull of Ashtube. Nervously trying to circulate here. Still very, very wet. The rain may have eased slightly, but Ashtube leading the race. There's the sphere in the background behind us. And it's the wet tyres that usually are pretty useless here. in F1. But so far, seem to be doing the job for our drivers. Ashtube looking back with a half-second gap and waiting for the driver behind to just run out of tyres and try and take him out. Will it be at the end of this straight? There is, in fact, a Haas in the middle of the chicane coming up. Let's see if Ashtube is awake and paying attention here as he comes through. Oh, nice move there. Was that Ricky? As Ricky manages to make contact with 3 different cars coming through there. This is Ricky. Made contact, but I don't think actually killed anybody, and that was him being taken out by the Red Bull. Was that Ashtube with a little bit of vengeance? It was, as Ricky Maru out of the race again. Won't finish higher than 11th place. And I think Ashtube was not very impressed with how Ricky Maru went about things there. Out he goes. GTK saying he went into the back of Ultramies and he couldn't stop in time. Thank you for that. Anyway, so... Oh, that was team on team. That was Ashtube and a double retirement for Red Bull. That was EU Division out and Ashtube out as well. And that was all a little bit wrong because remember, these drivers are driving for a shared pot of prize money. Red Bull were at the lead of the well, it's certainly in second place in the championship. As Bjorn de Boer says, both V-carbs are out as well. So brilliant there. Alex has got this, says... These drivers, Ricky saying that Haas is made out of paper. I don't think that's true. They have to build it for Kevin Magnussen. So full slide on from El Plan here. Alpha Alex is not leading the championship. El Plan could well lead the championship after this round if he can hang on to one of the big points paying positions. The rain easing off. The drivers will switch over to dry tyres, I think, fairly soon. So let's have a look. Position change. Merckx up 13 from his starting position. Loop Racer and Ollie have gone onto the intermediate tyres. Not quite sure what that's going to do for them at this stage as they come into, well, that's the Paris section of the end of Las Vegas Boulevard, start of East Harmon Drive Avenue, as they run through. So that is Milan in third, Alpha Alex in second, El Plan in the lead and just taking a new fastest lap of the race. And again, no moves coming from the Mercedes. Looks like they're not too interested in taking other drivers out. There may be a move coming here from the stake of, is that Mika? And then we have the Alpine of MC Huppy just directly behind him. Let's see, will MC Huppy go for the kill here on the kick. Sauber F1. Oh, but the Alpine gets a little bit sideways there. Yeah, Floydie said the Red Bull went from first to 8th, reversed and took out the other Red Bull. It was a pretty spectacularly poor effort there from Ashtube and taking out his teammate EU Division. Yeah, we did see some pretty special moments last week as well, but that one probably takes the biscuit at the moment here. We've got Milan in third place on the tail of the Williams, but I really want to watch the drivers towards the tail end of the grid because they're the ones who tend to go for the moves. This is Loop Racer, who did lead this race at one point. He's on the intermediate tyres now. Merckx has just switched onto the intermediate tyres as well. These two probably trying to move their way forwards if they can. I think MC Huppy and Mika might be where the action is going to be at, as they are slowing slightly here. Not really going for it. Will we go for a move? That was a brake test into the car. And then we may see a side swipe coming, and the Ferrari manages to just escape danger. So MC Huppy slotting behind his teammate there into turn 11, 12, 13 chicane, and Merck now next one to try and overtake the Kick Sauber, who sideswipes, misses, and the Ferrari cruises on past very comfortably. Now it's Loop Racer versus Mika here. Loop Racer down the inside, Mika trying to take both Alpines out, but didn't manage to succeed. Really struggling. I think those wet tyres have overheated on the car. Let's see if we can get a quick look at his display. No, can't quite read his temperatures. His temperatures seem to be under control on his steering wheel. So not too bad for him. MC Huppy comes to chase down teammate Loop Racer. We'll get a direct comparison between the two cars of what tyre is best for our drivers. And it is lap 7 of 13. They are ticking by very quickly indeed here. Now we've got Merckx in 4th place. Milan still in 3rd, still just behind Alfa Alex, and still on the starting wet tyres, the top 3. And also 6th and 7th positions have not pitted for new tyres at all. Looks like Ollie switched onto those inters very early on in the race. Is there something happening here where Alfa Alex is suddenly slowing into the corners at the south east of the circuit? Not quite. Merckx, the next one to come through, followed by Loop Racer. MC Huppy just behind him, followed then towards the back by Mika. Ole is still miles away from the track. We have pit stops for El Plan, for Alfa Alex and Milan, all on the same lap. Lap 8 of 13 they come in to fit the intermediate tyres. I wonder if we will get some dry tyres later on. Merck picks up a position then, at least one, maybe two. As out of the pit lane he comes, and the dry line starting to form on track here. And just waiting to see. EU Division can't share a clip. Bjornable has been able to share a clip here as Merckx comes down into the driver chat. That is, anyway, I can see a clip coming, but I think it's just going to show an Aston Martin leaning him up against the wall and managing to knock a tyre off. They do appear to be very brittle, these cars. And that's the AMG Petronas Mercedes just sideways to the racetrack. Is that Ollie just trying to play spoiler here at a narrow section of the track? I think he's trying to make this one work. We've got the Kick Sauber coming up here. There's a narrow section of approaching. Is this being timed just perfectly? No. The Kick Sauber has gone through and passed. Looks like the rest of the drivers are going to take this one fairly easily. So Ollie's going to try and find a nice blind corner to sit and wait behind. The other drivers will be using the track map here to try and see when any moves like this are coming. But I don't know if they'll be able to avoid him. Here we go into that rear hoof section, and we're about to come upon the leader. And we managed to do a little spin turn and a failed attempt there at a smash. We're going to get one here. Not quite from Ole. And unfortunately, we seem to have missed all of our opportunities. Needs to avoid this car and does so. So what's he going to do now? Wait at the end of the pit lane, where the other driver has absolutely no way of... that was where you needed to be. Get outside that pit lane. Oh no, he's going to let the Kick Sauber by again. And I think we're about to see the Alpine cruising round. What on earth is Ole trying to do here? Now he's going to wait again for another opportunity. Let's join another driver for a moment then. The leader, El Plan, wagging the tail on the way through the snout, as it were, and kicking the rear of the car out nicely. El Plan leads this one by 4.5 seconds at the moment from Merckx in second. Behind them, Alfa Alex in third with Loop Racer in 4th place. This then could be Murder Central coming from Ole. Yes, nice hit from Ole. But he doesn't make a kill. Spin turn. And then he's going to try again, I think. No, he's going to go the right way around the racetrack here. Just going to park it and wait. The Alpine survived that trip. Another nice move from Ole, but it didn't pay off quite. Careful there, careful. As you almost take out your own teammate while trying to do a spin turn directly into the wall. Bits of Ferrari, bits of Alpine on the floor. That's where you want to be waiting, really. Right there in that blind Marshall station. So close. Such huge closing speeds here for the drivers. Looks like it's only Ole who is going for the kills at the moment. Everybody else competing for the overall points. Ole just trying to just take everybody else out. Let's see. What can he do? I think you just got to wait behind a blind corner if you can. And, well, that's one way. He knows the Ferrari is on its way. Not much he can do about it. Boom! Is the Ferrari out? Merckx is still in position. Merckx is still in position. This then a reversing Alpine. But coming through that melee, the rest of the drivers, and managing to avoid Ole, who took himself out essentially. Merckx surviving, but he did put in a nice good hit and a few highlights there. It's now MC Huppy going the wrong way as the rearmost driver on our grid. Lap 10 of 13. This is quick stuff then from MC Huppy. If he can make contact at this speed, you've got to fancy he will take somebody out. Driving the correct way around the circuit now. Drivers going into the pit lane to avoid trouble. Missing the Ferrari, who gets very sideways coming through. Now, why drive the wrong way and then the right way just as the other cars are coming through? Explain that strategy to me, please, somebody. Is it taking the only way into the corner? Doesn't want to take his own teammate out, really, does he? Other drivers have got form doing this. Okay. I do need a bit of help with that one, MC Huppy. What are we going for here? Ollie's saying there is still a bounty on MC Huppy. €2. He's offering his own bounty. Is there that now you're talking? Block the pit lane exit. But actually block it this time. Right, let's try again. Actually block the pit lane exit. It's not to the right. It's actually to the left of that barrier. No, he was right. I was wrong. Oh, another miss from MC Huppy. Surely we're going to hit something sometime, or he's going to have to change his name to Stormtrooper. Everybody else fairly large distances apart. We do another spin turn. Are we going in the pits? Okay, so we're not going to take anybody out this lap, are we? Okay, Merckx goes through at the southeast corner of the circuit between Las Vegas Boulevard onto East Harmon Avenue now, heading directly north, and we'll turn left for the final corner on the track. Soft tyres on Milan, Mika and MC Huppy, but Merck leads us by 6 seconds ahead of Alpha Alex, who starts his penultimate lap. So does El Plan now behind them. Fastest lap for El Plan that time, as Luke Pracer heads into the pit lane. We've got MC Huppy out there, still trying to play spoiler and missing again. I don't know if anyone thinks that the €2 is worth it that Ole is offering. We'll see if he decides to go for his teammate again. But at the moment, we've got Milan, the other Mercedes, that's a Kick Sauber of El Plan and Alpha Alex, still on the circuit, managing to survive another race tonight, and right up there in the hunt for the podium once again, these two. Alpha Alex, I think, has given up the bid for the lead of the race, as he had last time. So sideways we go. Side by side, possibly. El Plan following nice and tidily behind Alpha Alex. Merck leads now by 10.3 seconds. Waiting for the brakes to slam on. And Alpha Alex, unfortunately, that didn't work that time from him. Williams facing a barrier, which don't always want to see, but we're seeing plenty of lately. Here goes El Plan then in the second position, 11.9 seconds away from the lead. Let's see, MC Huppy trying to take out our leader Merckx, and well, he tried. He definitely put in a try there. What are we doing now, Huppy? As we're just cruising around. Here comes the Sauber past, who goes very sideways trying to avoid him, and it doesn't work. We're on the final lap with Merckx. MC Huppy, that's a very easy avoiding if you're going at that speed, MC. Well, he did a good job there, you have to say, but he didn't quite take out Alpha Alex in the Williams. That was his teammate going through, so no friendly fire. This is a good opportunity here, and passed up again. Going for the murder. Go on. We need a handbrake on these corners, really, don't we? So last chance to take out the leader before they... But we spin again. Okay. I think we're looking for that blind corner position, are we? Okay, fully 90 degrees to the racetrack. Here comes the leader coming through. This could be a masterclass. This could be perfect. How close are we to the back barrier? Well, it's possible. I hope he's got reverse engaged. Oh, come on. Well done by Merckx. Very well done indeed to avoid that one. Merckx is going to come through to win. Let's see if El Plan can navigate that Alpine safely. He can. Merckx is going to take the win here in Las. Coming through to take second position. Will we see if MC Huppy has a full lockup from the Williams coming in. Alpha Alex for that second place, runs to the right, runs to the left. Oh, that's a great wipeout. That was worth the wait there, taking out Alpha Alex at the end of the race in favour of his teammate on the podium. That's how it's done, teammate work. And it's Loop Racer in third place with the fastest lap as well. Glorious finish there for Alpine. That's how we like to see it here in the Liga Destruction. Through comes Milan to take the prize. Mika doing a colapinto against the barrier, taking out his own front wing. Now, MC Huppy needs to go round the circuit as quick as possible and undertake himself for a top 5 finish. Is he going to do it or not? I think he's too many laps down potentially. I think Alex and Mika will be classified 5th and 6th. But it's all about Merckx here in Vegas. And he takes home the maximum points for racing. Although, as El Plan says, no way, Mika, no way. That was crazy stuff from him. Biggerwood saying clean racing at its finest. Yeah, we're not here for that. Usually we are. Usually we're all about the clean racing here on the channel. But on a Saturday night, we get a bit silly. And it's League of Destruction after all. Merckx wins then, and I think we'll probably take a big jump up in the standings. I think El Plan will be the new bounty hunted leader of the championship at the end of this round. So he'll be looking forward to that next time out to be the target. Floydie saying, brilliant lads, great laugh. I think Floydie managed 2 qualifying complete laps and probably about a lap total of our 2 races, but never mind. We're going to keep running here to the finish. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get some standings before the end of the broadcast for you. I was just out of time last time, but Ricky hasn't exactly been busy driving in the last few minutes, so should have been able to sort this one out. A couple of really, really good finishes on that race. Highlight had to have been the Red Bulls wiping each other out. And that's MC Huppy finally taking another driver out to get Loop Racer onto the podium. That was nice stuff as well. Did enjoy that, no end. Still no standings from Ricky, from the Rickmeister. Waiting for the final standings on the screen. But we're down to the last few seconds. MC Huppy had plenty of time to try and unlap himself. But didn't come through. I have got new championship standings for you. Brilliant stuff from Ricky. El Plan does lead by 5 points. He has 107 points to Alpha Alex. It's 102. Beyond a Bore drops to joint 3rd place with Ashtube on 93. Milan on 91. And Loop Racer now 78 with Bra 73. Betty 62. Atsu 61. And Floyd into the top 10 now on 59 points. VCarb lead us ahead of Mercedes and Red Bull. Stake, Aston Martin, Alpine, Williams, Haas, Ferrari, McLaren, your order of the Destructors Championship here. And we have 2 nights of racing still to come. Little break for us. Next weekend we have off, and then we'll be back for successive Thursday and Saturday nights. I think it was the 5th and the 7th of December, or somewhere thereabouts. That week anyway, that first week of December, the first weekend, where we will have another great time out here. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as me. I'm not sure many people can enjoy this championship as much as I do on a Saturday night, but hey, we look forward to the next 2 nights of the championship, see who we will crown as overall champions in the team standings and who will take the bragging rights at the head of the field. Merckx, El Plan, Luke Bracer, Milan, Alpha Alex, Mika, and just about MC Hubby at the end of the race. Ole started right at the back and brought the car home to 8th position. Ashtube and EU Division 9th and 10th, and at the same time, of course, going missing from the race. Ricky, Ultramees, GTK, Bra, Bjorn, Carmad, Nike, Atsu, Betty, and Floyd Pink, the first retirement. Sorry, Floyd. But I think one of the first retirements in both of our races overall. Anyway, folks, really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about the intro song at the start of the race as well. I will try and get that plugged directly into the input this time instead of coming through the mic. But hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed our League of Destruction tonight. This is just past the halfway point of the season. 2 nights to go. We'll see you in December for this. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and liking the video today. Really appreciate it, as always. And for now, from League of Destruction and from me, Webbo, we will catch you on the next race day.